can announce today that if re-elected, the government will establish the Future Navy Task Force.
These people need to look at a map and nautical charts of the Australian coast. This is, quite frankly, a lunatic idea.
The task force will provide advice on the timing, proportions and implementation of moving some or all of fleet-based east to Queensland and Perth, and developing, upgrading or expanding Darwin and Broome.
Garden Island's essential national infrastructure. It's been there for 150 years and it's been built up there for one logical reason. There is nowhere else to put a major naval base anywhere on the east coast of Australia. There are no other large, natural, deep water harbours with immediate access to oceanic deep water.
Boss, how are you, mate? Morning, Kevin. A phone call would have been helpful. A phone call would have been helpful. For the national security. 4,000 jobs. And you've said you want more cruise ships. G'day, mate. I'm happy to share. Your predecessor could share. You should learn to share.
Our job is to make the big calls for the long term, and I'm prepared to shoulder any such criticism as we make those calls for the national interest for the long term.
We stand to lose 4,000 direct jobs, all because we have a federal political leader so spooked by the polls, he'll do anything, even use defence infrastructure as a tactic to try and win votes north of the New South Wales border.
Be consistent, Barry. If you're arguing for this, something's got to give. Okay? You can't walk two sides of the street on this. He wants access to cruise ships. He said so on the record.
I mean, did you get a heads up? Would you have appreciated them?
Look, Kevin should have phoned. Julia Gillard always phoned. I've demonstrated after 2 and a bit years in office that I'm always happy to sit down with whoever is Prime Minister to do to enter into agreements that are in the interests of New South Wales. This isn't, and I assume that's why he didn't call.
There is a lack of real estate here in terms of your ability to berth every ship that needs to be berthed here from the Navy, as well as the competing commercial uses as well.
It's going to cost a fortune. The most conservative estimate I've ever seen is $6 billion, and most people think it's somewhere 8 to 10, even if you could replicate all the industrial and commercial support infrastructure that Sydney Harbour offers, like the biggest dry dock in the Southern Hemisphere, for example.